Philly. Every day gon' cool it shady. I'm airing you cause I'm an anxious state. The worries daily. But if I
Fans are done waiting. They are ready for some football here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And away we go at the link. Set to return it. Here's Will Shipley. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevating his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, and really create some indecision now defensively.
Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Danger, King. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
1st down, and they go right back to it. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Roquan Smith, again an All-Pro last season, there for the tackle. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. They go to Barkley again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
It'll be this group's job, watching the film, to find all these plays, the ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Got 3 on the run. That's going to bring up 4th and 4. All right, so they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
A gain of 6.
That down and distance tells you pass. More than likely, you're going to get man-to-man coverage, and your passing game is more effective. I love that call. And the trust and the belief you have in your run game that even that down and distance, you can still get the first.
First down, around with Barkley. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. Through one quarter, neither side breaking through on the scoreboard. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're advancing it well as they face second down. Here's another carry for Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
Brings up 3rd.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Barkley gets it on 3rd down. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly. He sure made that one look routine.
And get forward about 5 yards, it looks like. It's second down now.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
Barkley again here on seconds. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Set.
Barkley. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
From the gun, it's a give to Bigsby. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Eagles get the game's first points here in the second. And that opening series, you use this word a lot when we brought methodical. No massive highlights, just effective play calling, steady progress.
Why you all in my face, taking up all of my space? You should get out of my way, you should get out of my way. Don't tell me what I should do, I'ma do what I want anyway. Don't really care what you think, you should get out of my way. Get your talking face out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way. I got too many plays, I don't even play. Get out of my way, out of my way, out of my way.
Way up, get your weight up, put your plate up. You a foreign, we at war, and I got all the hallelujah, Talladega, baby Jesus, in the flesh, come and get it, and I'm get it. All my friends coming with all their friends, and we get active, yeah, we get active, yeah. All of my tattoos black, my eyes bloodshot red. I'm ready right now. Don't run your mouth too quick. Let's get it.
Just about set for football now at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Straight ahead, a good look in store this afternoon. It It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
Is there a more exciting guy in the NFL to watch play quarterback than this guy, Mike? I mean, one of the most dynamic athletes to ever play the position. And what's truly unique about him is his ability to beat you both as a runner and equally as a passer. And that's really where his game has developed. Defensive coordinators, they don't sleep very much when they know they're facing this guy and all the problems that he presents.
So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. They're led out by the MVP of Super Bowl 59 at quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
First carry for Saquon Barkley. Ooh, well, now you see him, now you don't. Good juke move there, and a gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack to keep this to a no gain.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as we'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
Really nice play call there that time. I think early on the quarterback realized pretty quickly, Mike, this is a light box. We got to take advantage of it. They get the right run call dialed up, and they're able to move the chains.
First carry for the Auburn alone. Tank Bigsby. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Now Barkley. And to pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
At the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Oh, Barkley has fumbled. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The Ravens offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Here's Jordan Stout now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. Get the check he was hoping for on that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. They'll start out 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 7.
Great, set.
They run out of the gun with Barkley. It'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Great, set. Delta.
They'll try to run here with Barkley. And this is going to work out. He's got it. The 1st down at the 38-yard line.
Gain of 9 yards.
Great work there by the interior of this offensive line, the center, the 2 guards, really working together to create that hole up the middle. And then it's just the vision of the back, Mike. There's a fine line between hitting that full speed, but also having a little bit of patience to let that play develop.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 12 there. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Eagles, 1st down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Eagles in possession to start the 2nd quarter. They've got it looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Great, set.
They'll run it here with Saquon. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground. Man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
2nd and 6.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run. It's Barkley. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Teddy Buchanan is there on the tackle.
It's a gain
3rd down and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Delta.
On the handoff, this is Barkley. That's going to be pretty close. Looked at first glance that he had it in. He does. 1st down.
And the Eagles, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
I'll run up the middle with Barkley. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. And 2nd down.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well. And his great first half on the ground continues, and this is one of those guys that when he gets in the groove, it seems like it's an 8-yard run, a 10-yard run, and all of a sudden a 15-yard chunk play, one after another.
Great, set. Delta.
From the gun, here's Bigsby. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play. Still searching for our first points of the half. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
Great, set. Delta.
They'll run with Barkley, and he barrels his way into the end zone. Saquon Barkley, touchdown Philadelphia.
back in 2003, have a look at the link. Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10, right at the 30. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They'll go to Barkley again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there on the tackle. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 8. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Up the middle with Barkley. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 45 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
Barkley, inside handoff. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, but you have to keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Bigsby going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal.
Great.
Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Man, I got this right. My head up to my bed. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My head up to my bed. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag. When I serve, now I be surfing swag. I'm on hypnotic, exotic, polo on my body. Got a bad girl beside me.
It's time for some football at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Today, a good one in store here. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And away we go at the link. Starting from the 5. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player, and the most exciting player, not just at his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs, but Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
4 yards on
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Brought down by Teddy Buchanan.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender maybe a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him a couple on the run, but that run accomplishes little. It's 4th down. Don't want to punt from here, but too far for a field goal as well. They're going for it here. They'll run for it with Barkley. And the early aggressiveness is answered. They went for it on their opening series, and the defense stops them. That's a turnover on downs.
And what a battle of wills we just got to see. Fighting in the trenches on a 4th down run. Trying to play conservative, keep it on the ground to power it across, but there was no overcoming a front just as equally motivated to get